G'day, this is Simon and James at South OC Cars and Coffee. James, you are back from Car Week. You had a good time up there, mate?
I am, yeah. It was fantastic. Glad to be back, though.
Yeah, this week, it started off this morning. We got here and there's a bit of fog rolled in. We thought, oh, I hope it doesn't make us quiet. The fog went away. The cars rolled in. It is a huge Saturday morning. What have you seen, mate?
It is massive. We have so many Porsches here today. We have GT3 RSs, GT4 RSs, just about every kind of Porsche that you could want to see. We have a lineup of R34s as well. It's a killer turnout today.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Muscle cars, hot rods, you name it, they are here. Don't forget, if you're coming to South OC Cars and Coffee, please remember to respect our rules. No speeding, no revving, no burnouts. That includes on the streets of San Clemente and getting on off the freeway as well. All right, mate, let's go for a walk and check some stuff out.
Let's do it. Here we have the two R34s heading out. This is the Millennium Jade one, similar to that R35 that we saw, and then a beautiful black one with a carbon hood. Both of these cars are absolutely insane. That black one makes a ton of power. Huge shout out to Uzi for bringing these out. Starting off in this exotics row, we have the beautiful Ford GT, and this one is highly modified as well. You can see it has the beautiful stripe delete and a Whipple in the back, so you know this thing is making a ton of horsepower. Next to that Ford GT, we have a beautiful silver GT3 Touring. This thing is a very classy spec. You can see metallic silver paint, black wheels, and that gorgeous houndstooth interior. Tons of carbon on this car. And then next to it, speaking of carbon, we have an Audi RS6 with a full 1016 Industries RS6 carbon aero program. You can see it has the lip, side skirts, that diffuser, that massive roof cap, and then the trunk spoiler as well. Awesome couple cars. This is a very classy GT3. You can see it has that beautiful RS hood on there, a set of bronze HREs, and then a ton of carbon all over this thing. It is gorgeous. To the naked eye, this looks like a normal GT3, but don't be fooled. This one has a crazy aero kit on it from Manthey. I don't know if these are legal in the US yet or if they're able to be imported, but you can see it has a ton of carbon, these really cool aero disc wheels, carbon roof, a really aggressive splitter, and a cool little tow hook on the front end, and I'm sure a bunch of performance modifications as well. This thing is beautiful. Here we have a very interesting GT63 by, I think, Creative Bespoke. I'm pretty sure those are the guys that built this car. You can see it has a ton of forged carbon, forged roof, forged lip, these awesome AL13 wheels, these 109Rs, and probably the biggest wing that you could ever see on a GT63. From the sound of it, it sounds like this car makes a ton of power as well. So pretty cool build, definitely unique.
Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up.
Check out this beautiful R35. We should have this parked up front next to that R34. I think this is that Millennium Jade paint. It is a right-hand drive R35, the facelift model. This car is absolutely stunning. That paint is just beautiful. Here we have Paul Lee's Huracan Performante. This thing is killer. Has a full forged carbon 1016 Industries kit, and then of course that VF Engineering supercharger. This thing makes probably right around 850 horsepower, so I know it's a blast to drive.
When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
Here we have a beautiful McLaren 765 LT. This belongs to Billy from Audio Toys. You can see this car is a stunning kind of off-white color. It has the P1 seats inside, the factory roof scoop that actually goes through that rear glass, and a ton of exterior carbon. This spec is insane.
Great to see the merch tent so busy again this morning. Got some great new designs. This is the first one. This is the green, just Auto Culture, South OC Cars and Coffee on it. And then over the other side, we've got the sand colored shirt as well, as we can see here. Really great design, sponsors down the bottom. Really nice. A ton of new designs. We've got brown, we've got black, we've got an army green, and we've got hats. We've got so much stuff going on. And we have Sarah and her mum, Paula, all the way from Australia, as well as Tara down there helping us. So make sure to check us out on the websites. You can either go to southocccarsandcoffee.com or on our Instagram page, which is South OC Cars and Coffee Merch.
I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this.
seen this Mercedes here a few times and I just absolutely love it. Aside from the stance and that classic colour and these beautiful painted wheels, check out what's been done with the interior. It's running Recaros, but it's got this beautiful plaid interior in the green with some wood in there as well. It just looks so period correct, and obviously it's Recaros, so it's not. Beautiful wood dash, that classic old Mercedes steering wheel again knob, and look at the telephone down here. Isn't that absolutely amazing? On top of it, it's got the roof rack with the Schwinn bicycle sitting up on top. This is a great build. It's something that a lot of people wouldn't think of doing, and that's, I think, the reason why it appeals to me so much. Super clean 67 El Camino here. Just love the look of this thing. What a beautiful blue, and running a 327 no less. There's that small block under there. Looks like it's got an Edelbrock manifold there, high-rise manifold, but what's interesting is there's a spacer under here as well, and then looks like they might be running a more modern fuel injection system, although I could be wrong. No, there's a wiring harness going to it. So nice looking buckets, looks like a Hurst shifter in there, still got the push button radio. Just a classic time capsule, and then nice little finishing touch, just a little bit of pinstriping, which was sort of the thing that was done in this era. So great looking El Camino.
I trust my best.
So this old Range Rover is rather interesting. It's not one of the real early ones because it's a 4-door. The early ones were only 2 doors. But look how that's been built into a cabriolet. I don't think this is factory. Somebody's actually, looks like they've made this up, this aluminum and this bit on the back. But what's interesting, if you can see through the canopy, there's actually a canopy in there and then a little pickup bed in the back as well. So I don't know if that's factory. I doubt it. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. There were so many derivatives made of the Land Rover, Range Rover, it could well be exactly what it seems.
Coming back, I'm sorry. Read my lips, you do not like that.
Now this is a vehicle that polarised the public. You either loved it or you hated it. And their values dropped initially, but now they're actually pulling back up again because they've earned a bit of a cult following. This is the Chevy SSR. Now it was designed to look like the classic old Chevy 3100 pickups and trucks. You can see those sort of lines with that wraparound windshield. What made this thing interesting, see the lines of the roof up here. The roof actually folds down into the tray in the back and it actually becomes a convertible. So you've got yourself now a convertible pickup. They came with different motors. This one's says a supercharged LS2. I don't know whether there was a supercharged version. I doubt it. I think somebody's put a supercharger onto the LS2 afterwards, but it's a classic looking vehicle. You can see the front of it has those lines of that 3100, you know, the 1948 to 51 Chevys. But once again, it polarised people. You either loved it or you hated it. I must admit, I was on the fence. I could sort of see the cool value, the retro value of it. But I can understand why other people as well go, you know, they liken to things like the PT Cruiser, for example. But I think it's kind of cool.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never.
This is a magnificent Cadillac. Aside from the colour, just the design on it, those beautiful big wings on the back. Eldorado was just a great classic vehicle, and this one just looks absolutely amazing. Every angle, the beautiful white wall tyres. Look at those detailed rims on this thing. We come through, look at the interior as well. Just magnificent. Obviously the roof is under this area here. Just a wonderful car. Piece of classic American motoring history. You know, when Cadillacs used to be built in this era, they were likened to the likes of Rolls-Royce. I don't think we could say today that a Cadillac is anything close to what a Rolls-Royce would be back in this era. I mean, gosh, look at the designs on it. 2-door car, this massive, convertible, beautiful.
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting.
Wonderful old classic Citron here. There are so many things that were ahead of their time with this particular vehicle, including, look at this, a headlight that turns as you turn the corners. I think Tucker had that as well with their center headlight, but this in a production vehicle that actually stayed in production a bit of a first. This thing is so clean, but the other things they did, they were very focused on safety, and that's why you'll notice the spare wheel here at the front, then the radiator, and look how far back the motor is set from the back of the vehicle. So that's basically a crumple zone, which other manufacturers didn't even think about for a long time to come. The other thing that these had was a hydraulic suspension system. So at the moment you see it sitting really low. Well, it was like riding on air. This thing was absolutely incredible. Flush door handles, once again, another safety thing that was added. Interesting design cue, this single pole steering wheel that's in here. Just simplistic, beautiful interior, very, very comfortable seats, and a design that polarized a lot of people. But the French never did something just because other countries did it. They always had their own design cues. They were always very creative in their designs. In fact, I've been to a showroom on the Champs-Élysées for Renault, I think it was, and I remember one of the things that stood out to me was they had in the showroom areas where you could experience the differences that light played when looking at the shape of a motor vehicle. Touch, in other words, how the buttons and the steering wheel and everything else felt, as well as sounds, the physical click of a door or a switch, the tactile feel as well. So the French are way ahead of the time in terms of the designs that they would do, not only in the case of safety in this Citron, but also things like the suspension and the straight out design. So wonderful car, always great to see. I've picked that Cadillac to be our car of the week this week, but this is something we're going to have to do very, very soon. The owner is standing here, and I said to him last time he was here, we're going to have to make this car of the week very soon. It's tough because I'd like to do this as well, but soon. You got to bring it back. You going to bring it back? Excellent. Wonderful car. Beautiful to see.
You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
Check out this super cool 65 Riviera. There's so many things I love about this car. First of all, those clamshell headlights, they actually open up to reveal the headlights. Second thing about this design, apart from the fact that this has obviously had the door handles French and everything else, it was a pillarless design. Now, that was no mean feat back in the day, so what they actually did was make the outside of the door trim removable so that you could adjust it from the outside to get perfect gaps, door gaps, etc. And then things like the fold down armrest. This has obviously had some customization done on it, but just a cool looking car. Even around to the back, just the lines on this thing just has such a great presence.
That is it for an extremely busy week here at South OC Cars and Coffee. I think everyone's happy to be back in the OC after checking out Car Week. Please remember, if you're coming to South OC Cars and Coffee, respect our rules: no revving, no speeding, and no burnouts. It does include on the property as well as through the streets of San Clemente as well, and then getting on and off those freeways. I want to say a huge thank you to all the sponsors. We have the Bracketeer, Wear Marketing, Meguiar's, Polestar, PDM Brands, Next Level Auto Protection, Happy Jewelers, Continental Tire, Reviver, Carbon-tastic, Polaris Slingshot, and then Slush Motorsports as well. And then I also want to say a huge thank you to all the volunteers that help us out each and every week. We could not put this show on without them. If you want to become a volunteer, hit us up on Instagram at South OC Cars and Coffee Merch. So we handle all the volunteer rostering, and then while you're over there, check out some of the new designs we got. We have brand new t-shirts, we got hats, we got everything that you guys could possibly want. Please remember, if you are volunteering as well, you get to bring your car in before 8:30, and then Ruby Zana does also provide a free coffee and donut for everyone helping out.
Yeah, big thank you to Ruby's for doing that and feeding the masses on a Saturday morning, and man, there are some masses this morning. And a big thank you to the outlets of San Clemente for allowing us to be here. We could not do the show without them, so remember, if you need to do any shopping, go to the movies, go to a restaurant, come to a Starbucks, come to the outlets, tell them South OC Cars and Coffee sent you. Big thank you to the City of San Clemente for allowing us to be here. We really appreciate that. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee.
Thank you, guys.